attended the workshop implementing a coherent writing curriculum at Teachers College in New York. With us today are...
Hi, I'm Casey Pitts, second grade teacher at C.B. Lamb.
Hi, I'm Anne-Marie Sweeney, fifth grade teacher at UES.
Hello there, I'm Karen Hallman and I teach fourth grade at C.B. Lamb.
We've compiled our top 10 tips from the workshop.
Hi there, our number 10 tip is called flash draft. And flash draft can be done several different ways. One way to do the flash draft is at the beginning of your topic, maybe it's realistic fiction or nonfiction, you're going to have the students flash draft one day, 2 days at the most, writing down furiously the information. Another way to use the flash draft is at the end, after you've taught all the lessons, you already had your celebration, it's kind of like an on-demand at the end, and you're going to have them flash draft to see what they have retained from all the lessons. Number 10.
Okay, number 9. Number 9 is date stamps. Did you know that you can use date stamps to help keep your kids on track of their writing? You can have students date every page that they do each day. This kind of helps them set a goal for themselves. Some kids in my class have been setting a goal to date stamp maybe 3 papers, whereas another student, they've met their goal and they're trying to maybe date stamp 5 or more papers in a day. So date stamping is a great way to help kids keep track of how much they're writing and to help build their volume and stamina in writing.
Number 8, student-facing rubric. The Common Core calls for a high level of writing proficiency. Meeting these standards requires a planned, sequential, explicit writing program that gives students many opportunities to write. Equally important is the reflective process for which the students judge objectively their own work, as well as others. Therefore, a valuable tool new to the units of study is a student self-assessment checklist for monitoring growth. This checklist is located in the book, Writing Pathways. There's a rubric for all 3 different genres of writing. This checklist is a tool for students to use to monitor progress. It's also a great visual representation of exactly what you expect from your students. With this tool, students can monitor their own learning and work to increase the quality of work by having explicit guidelines. And in this book, there's student-faced rubrics for all the grade levels. In this book.
All right, we're on number 7, zooming in on small moments. A really good tip that we learned was how to zoom in on some of our kids' writing. So what you can do is when your students capture a small moment, you can have them make it even more powerful by having them pick their favorite part of that moment and then writing and elaborating on that. So for example, the bus evacuation. We could zoom in on the bus evacuation, and I know I asked my students what their favorite part was, and everyone's favorite part was jumping off the back of the bus. So we zoomed in and we just wrote a whole entire story about the beginning of and end of jumping off the back of the bus. So that's a strategy for zooming in on small moments.
Number 6, writing with pens. Did you know you can have your students write with pens instead of pencils? The reason that we would do this is because that way you would avoid the erasing, so they're not erasing and ripping their paper and then have to start again. And you can also see where their errors are and where they're making their mistakes in their writing. So they can just cross it off with the pen, write it over top of it, and you can see where the errors are. So it's a great way, if you're comfortable with it, it's a great way to start doing this, writing with pens.
All right, we're halfway through number 5, partner planning, reliving the moment. So we all have those struggling writers who have a hard time maybe generating topics, or maybe they get an idea and they just don't know how to put it onto the paper. A really good strategy that we can use to help them plan out their moment is reliving it with their partner. So they can get with their writing partner and they can turn and talk and tell their story through their words. And right after they're done telling their partner all about their small moment or their topic, their story, then they can go right to their paper and start writing that. So just by having a conversation, they can plan and relive their story through that.
Okay, tip number 4 is Conference Alley. It's really important that we keep all of our students working independently, especially when we're off conferencing or meeting with small groups. So what you can do is teach your students that if they become stuck, that they can meet with their writing partner to help them get unstuck and give them some suggestions. A good idea is to designate a small area in your classroom that you can call Conference Alley, where they can meet with their writing partners. It's important, though, you want to put a time limit on that, so you could use a small hourglass, something you get from a child's game, so that they know that there is a time limit in Conference Alley.
Okay, tip number 3. You're going to love this, teachers. And I'm serious, you are. You're going to love this. This is doing what she suggested. Are you listening? Is that we do all 3 on-demands in the beginning of the school year. So you take care of all of the on-demands at the very beginning of the school year. You know why? It's because their writing's not that great yet. So you're going to see tremendous growth. Yay! On-demands at the beginning of the year. Hi there, me again. I know you missed me, but I'm right back here with number 2. You're going to love this, teachers. Back to school night. What we're going to do is we're going to join together as a team, like the whole 4th grade team, the whole 3rd grade team, 2nd grade. I think you kind of get it. And you meet so that you're a cohesive unit and you're all going over the same information so that we're all on the same page. And then you break off into your own individual classrooms to do your own particular, programs. Thank you.
And finally, number 1, our top tip, is celebrating small victories. And it's important, our students, they need to know what they're working for. They need to know that they're writing for someone. And it's important that we don't wait until the end of the year and to have a big celebration, that we celebrate little things as well as big accomplishments, and that we celebrate earlier in the year. For instance, I had a big celebration for my narrative writing unit at the end of October when we made a really big fuss and we invited parents in. So don't wait until later in the year. Get started early with your celebrations.
Thank you for joining us today.
And a special thank you for our guest that joined us.
In our tips today, we hope that you can use one or all of those within your classroom.
Tune in for more episodes of Curriculum Corner.